Dreams and nightmares. The crazy lady and the dog. Okay, let me see how this starts off. But I already set it off. A neighbor across the street brought a dog on over to the house and wanted us to keep it. So we decided to keep the dog while she go run her errands, as you would call it. Another lady, came knocking at our door. Maybe wanted to get us to do some subscriptions or passing out pamphlets. Who knows what she was doing. So the dog, little dog, ran up and just bit the lady. Didn't have a time to react, didn't have a time to respond. And who opened the door was, one of my relatives who opened the door. And the dog just bit the lady, a little bite on the leg or whatever. And, she fainted like she was injured. She was bawling out. But the dog, like one of those little Yorkie or whatever you want to call them, Shih Tzu type of dogs. And so we know the bite wasn't, what the bite you would call, it wasn't a deep bite or whatever. So she went through the procedures of calling the ambulance and all of that. Calling and, went to the ER, had the bite examined or whatever. Get her shots or whatever. She left the house and we don't know what happened after that, as far as her leaving the house. Kept the dog. Sometimes the dog might need to get a shot from the human. You never know what's in human's blood, but that's another story. So, time done passed. We then gave the dog back to the owner who stayed across the street. The lady got bit, just came up to the house, knocked on the door or whatever, and asked about, who owns the house and blah, 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 where's the owner of the house? We need to talk about this going on right here about my medical bills and compensation for my injuries and all that. So me being, the the boisterous type of person I am, I say, well, they're currently not here, and do you just come back or leave your car? We have them get in contact with you or whatever. But I expressed to her that the dog actually wasn't our dog. The dog owner stays across the street, and so I'm sending her across the street, to take that up with the owner of the dog. And so she said, "Okay, thank you very much, but have him give me a call." The owner of the house that I'm in right now. Now, keep in mind, it's just a dream, but it's a fully detailed dream. So apparently, so she come back like almost like a month later. And then she come back and say, "Hey, you guys need to compensate me or whatever for my medical injuries or whatever." And I like, how we need to compensate you when that wasn't our dog? What happened on your property? That's what she said, because she talking to me again. It happened on your property, so you're responsible. Blah, 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 blah. I said, okay. What happened with you talking to the owner? How that worked out? So she looked at me, gave me a strange look or whatever. Say, I'm gonna be back with law enforcement or whatever. I say, why would you come with law enforcement? But you never told me what happened with the actual owner of the dog. So apparently she must have got the brush off from the owner of the dog who literally stayed across the street. So maybe she feel it'll be better, She have better what's the word I'm looking for? She have better results, talking to us. So, I sent her away again. So she popped up again like a couple of weeks later. She came to the house. She said, "Where the owner of the house?" I said, "Why you want to see the owner of the house?" She said, "Well, it's time for to pay up." I said, "Well, ain't no money here. We don't got no bread for you. You know." And she had two guys standing behind her. But they wasn't in police gear. She said they were the police. I like, what you bring the police here for? She said, "Well, you guys are under arrest." I said, "Under arrest? Under arrest for what?" "Well, you're not under arrest. The owner is under arrest." You know, I said, "Why is the owner under arrest? For not paying me or compensating me for these injuries that I received from your dog." "Well, I keep telling you it wasn't our dog. Well, it happened on your property. So where the owner at?" So, the owner, which is my people, what I'm saying, came to the door, and the cop came and immediately grabbed one of the cops came and immediately grabbed and put cuffs on. I said, "Hey, what are you doing? What's going on?" And so the other cop, I guess he seen that I was getting kind of boisterous, slapped cuffs on me. I said, "Where we going?" "You going to a police station. You under arrest." I said, "Oh, we had this worked out a little bit. So, we kindly went, said, "Hey, we got to lock the house up, blah, blah, blah." They let us lock the house up, and they took us, you know. So, I'm trying to talk to the lady. She is sitting in the front seat of the car, with the cop, and I'm in the back, with the owner. And we trying to get her, convince her, "Hey, turn back around. We might be able to work something out." And she like, "Nah, it's too late for that. We gonna work something out, all right." And so I said, "Where we going?" We say we going to the police department. I like, "Yeah, okay." Well, we wind up going to this woman's house, you know, and as we go into the house, she take us, and the police leave. The so-called police. I'm starting to think, hey, these ain't no police. You know what I'm saying? So she guides us, and then she sends me and owner on down into a basement. We go into this basement, and I'm trying to go up there and push the basement door open. She already put the lock on the door. And in this basement, there's some kids in the basement, you know. And one of the kids immediately came up and unlocked the cuffs off of us and just put them to the side. Like, what are you doing down here? We like, "Oh, we just down here. We live down here. It's a food spread, a little bathroom to the side, nice. It was nice down there. Television, watching video games, everything. It was real comfortable, real huge basement, as a matter of fact, you know. And I say, who kids are y'all? What y'all doing down here?" "No, we just live down here." You like, we belong to her. And I say, "Oh, is that right? How long y'all been here?" And no one wanted to answer. She say, "Do as you're told, and you'll be okay." And I say, well, I'm talking to the owner now. I'm like, "Hey, what's good, man? What you think of this?" "Well, I know that dog wasn't mine." You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why she gonna figure she gonna get some money up out of me. That dog wasn't mine. I said, "Yeah, we told her this. So what's the solution to get out of here?" I said, "Well, I guess we gonna have to break up out of here sooner or later, because this ain't where we supposed to be." So I like, cool. So we talking to the kids, and they talk and conversate, but they would not talk about how long they been there, and just told her to do as we're told, and then we'll be okay. That's all they kept saying. "Do as you're told, you'll be okay." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So what happened was, What happened was she unlocked the door, and one of the kids ran up to the door and brought some more food and drink down or whatever. I said, that's cool. So we got to think of a plan to get up out of here, you know. So a few days done passed, we watching TV, enjoying ourselves, and we ain't hear from the lady no more. Until all of a sudden, she opened the door. She told the kids to come up or whatever, and sh- she threw some clothes down and told us to get dressed. I guess she tried to guess our measurements or whatever and said, we ain't doing nothing. We got to go. We got to get up out of here. Our people is missing us. Or she said, put on the clothes. You're going to have company soon. So we put on the clothes or whatever just to, buying our time to escape. We put on these clothes or whatever. The kids went up. They were able to leave the basement. So at that point in time, we still plotting or whatever, plotting to try to escape, you know. And so the kid came up, she locked the door immediately after the kids came up. I guess she knew that eventually we gonna run on up there. So but we went along with it at the moment in time. So, we got dressed and just sat waiting for her to come on down or whatever. And all of a sudden, another woman came down and she started setting up these tables and chairs in the basement. We asked her, okay, what's happening? What's going on? Oh, we're about to have some fun. I said, what kind of fun? Very attractive woman, not in comparison to the woman who got bit by the dog. I said, what kind of fun we about ready to have? You know what I'm saying? I was like, she said, you'll see in a minute. So she started bringing tables and chairs down or whatever. And I'm telling her, hey man, this our time. We can jump up, pop upside her head and lay her on out. We can be up out of here. He's like, yeah, but I want to see what's going on with this and see how this play out. See what this all about. I said, oh, you ain't lost your mind? You got accustomed to the place? Family missing us, people missing us, friends missing us, and you want to stay to see what this all about? I said, yeah, I want to stay and see what this all about. I'm like, okay, something wrong with you too. So, he assisted in helping the lady. I just looked at him like he was crazy. It was food spreads and, lots of tables and chairs and whatever. And this took place for like a good 40 minutes. She kept bringing down food, kept bringing down tables and chairs or whatever. And it was a nice little setup all the way around. The whole basement was full of tables and chairs and a little opening space. I assume this is for dancing or whatever about to take place. So she went on up and came back. And so, like I said, we stayed there, just sitting there waiting. And I'm just looking at him like, oh, this sellout joker right here, boy. He got accustomed to the place that fast. We were only there for like a couple of days. So all of a sudden, the woman opened the door. You know, Lots of people came out like we in a '70s black exploitation movie. All